All right, it is day 2 and I covered the engine for the night. Get your valve stem seal, get it seated on there. Get your long 10, the push and a rubber mallet. And that should be good. So you put back your valve spring, then the cap, and if you look at the retainers, let's see if I can get a good angle. They go on only one way, so they're a little bit narrower on the bottom, a little bit wider on top, so they'll end up sitting just like this on there. So I placed them down in here. Then I'll get this, I'll put it right in there and then smack it with my hammer. If you look close, and it's seated. So do that for the other one. So I'll show you one more time. The valve spring. Drop it in there. Cap. Put it on top. And situate which way the retainers need to go. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Get it kind of sitting in there. And let's get our tool and hammer it in there. Take a look again. That's it. 2 down, a whole bunch more to go. I went ahead and switched all the valve stems, seals on all the cylinders, or all the valves, and went ahead and put the covers back on, and now I got to put the cams in. Alright, before I put the cams in, I need to end up finding top dead center again. Let's stick that in. Crank my ratchet. Alright, that's all the way up. Now let's put the cams in.
Shall we begin?
And since the cams are sitting out and they dried out, actually I just want to lubricate them some, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil around on the lobes, try to get those lubricated up.
Let's begin now.
Now that I have the cams placed in, I have my caps all organized, the intake and the exhaust and how they're positioned. I'm just going to put those on and get those finger tight. After I get them finger tight, then I'll go with 17 inches, and then I believe it's 50 inches, and then I'll go 80 inches.
Let's begin now.
So what I like about this torque wrench is you could have it on the foot-pounds, or you could change it to the inch-pounds. And there's a bunch of other settings as well. But like I said, or maybe I didn't say, but the first turn is going to be 17 inch-pounds. Then I'm going to try 50 inch-pounds, and then finish it off with 90 inch-pounds. The torque order for these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So out, from top down, out, out, in, in. Let's do our first pass. And now for our third and final pass, and do it at 90. All right, now that the cams are in, you need to mess with the cam sprockets. I have the mark for the intake and the mark for the exhaust. I'm just going to get those lined up first.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Well, I have the chain on 2 areas, and the last cam sprocket, it lines up with the notch, but it just will not, it's just slid over just a tad, and I can't get it lined up. So that's the trouble I'm having now. So I'm gonna keep on working this and see if I can get that cam sprocket on there. All right, with a little tweaking, I was rotating this one, and this one is able to rotate around. Finally got it in here, so got lined up. Then down there, they got the one mark, and it's lined up. All right, so with some jiggling around, I was able to get this one on. Now I'm going to rotate it a couple times, make sure the timing chain or the cam sprocket chain, the cam chain doesn't bind up. I'll do it a couple times to get it up to top dead center again.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
And now, right down there, I'm going to put this tensioner on. Alright, now that I got the tensioner torqued down to 60 inch-pounds, now I need to do the cam sprocket bolts to 125 foot-pounds. Alright, so I got the cam sprocket bolts torqued down. I went ahead and moved it back up to top dead center for when I put in the distributor. And I think now I put on I gotta clean off the front cover. Clean off this front area where the front cover goes, clean off the front cover, and then I'm gonna just slap some black gasket maker on there and see if that will do the trick. I really don't want to have to worry about that gasket there. Hopefully that one will just seal on there. After I get that on there, well, we'll see. Let's get on there then now. Pap, pap. Let's get that on now after we get it cleaned up. Now, I'm gonna clean off the seal area around here so I can get a nice good seal. Looks a little bit dark. Let's change the angle.
What up?
Now that I got this all cleaned up on this side and the bottom, I'm gonna black gasket sealer here, here, and the bottom, and then put it on.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
I went ahead and screwed the cover down, and I popped the distributor in. Just slid it in and then made sure it was lined up where it was marked before, and then got to tighten these two bolts down. That should be good. Well, when I torqued down the cover, I ended up popping this piece off. I believe this is the coolant temperature gauge or engine temperature gauge, something like that. I believe that's what that is. But gotta keep on trucking on. Now I think I got everything pretty much on there. I'm gonna try using the same valve cover gasket that I just replaced the car with like a couple weeks ago. It's still pretty loose and tender and rubbery, so load up some gasket sealer on there and let's get the valve cover on.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now. What up?
Alright, valve cover is on. Now I need to put on the distributor cap, put in the plugs, and then reconnect the vacuum and the spark plugs. Alright, now that the valve cover, spark plugs, those wires are onto the distributor cap, I'm going to put on the intake and plug it in, and then should be ready to start up.
Let's begin now.
Alright, make sure all your tools are out there. I almost went down and left the ratchet for the crank pulley, but I checked that and got everything plugged in, battery cable plugged in, and it's time to see if it'll start. A little bit cold, so the timing is, or the revving a little bit high. Let's wait for it to cool down. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it's running. I'm going to rev it and watch the back for smoke. No smoke. Well guys, I'm happy as crap. This thing running without any smoke, valve stem seals was the problem. I guess everything comes with a cost. I think I broke the temperature gauge wire. So I'm gonna need to replace that so it'll actually give a proper temperature gauge. But there is no smoke. Sweet.